Brad Marchand, a name that sends shivers down the spines of Toronto Maple Leafs fans. The Boston Bruins' fiery captain has tormented the Leafs for years, from scoring crushing goals to his infamous on-ice antics. But what if the unthinkable happened? Could Marchand don the blue and white as a trade deadline rental and help Toronto chase their first Stanley Cup since 1967? But before, if you love staying on top of all things Leafs, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. The Boston Bruins are at a crossroads. After years of being perennial contenders, they're now on the brink of uncertainty. With Brad Marchand turning 37 this year and the team flirting with the possibility of missing the playoffs, the Bruins front office might consider a mini-rebuild. Marchand, playing on an expiring contract, could be a valuable trade asset if Boston decides re-signing him isn't in their plans. While he's been the heart and soul of the Bruins for over a decade, the team may see an opportunity to get younger and prepare for the future. Trading Marchand could bring in significant assets and open up a roster spot for a rising star. Of course, there's a catch. Marchand holds an 8-team no-trade clause, giving him control over where he might end up. But imagine this: the player Leafs fans have booed for years, deciding to join Toronto in pursuit of a championship. It's almost poetic. Marchand, the player who's been a villain in Toronto, suddenly flipping the script and becoming their secret weapon. With Toronto boasting a talented core and legitimate Stanley Cup potential, it's not impossible to think that Marchand could be tempted. After all, he's a clutch performer who thrives under pressure, and the Leafs desperately need that playoff grit to get over their postseason struggles. Brad Marchand in a Maple Leafs jersey, love it or hate it, it's a scenario that's hard to ignore. Whether it's fantasy or a legitimate possibility, it raises the question: can a player so deeply despised become the hero Toronto needs? Should the Leafs take the risk and bring in Marchand if he's available, or is this idea simply too wild to consider? Let us know in the comments below.